adding whole numbers. Go ahead and fill in the blanks while we move along in this lesson. Military time counts for 24 continuous hours. Additionally, military time always has 4 placeholders, and each of these placeholders will always have a number. For example, 0700 is another way to write 7 a.m. From 1 a.m. and to 12:59 p.m., standard time and military time look very similar to each other. When converting these, a standard time in this range to a military time, simply start by working from right to left and entering the numbers into placeholders. For example, 8:35 a.m., and let's convert that to military time. So we're going to start on the right hand side and work ourselves to the left. So we will put in the 5, the 3, the 8, and then a 0 because we need to have all the boxes filled. So now that is our answer for what military time is. 0835 is the full answer. Now let's look at another example. We're going to convert 10:55 a.m. to military time. Again, we can have our boxes. We'll start on the right, which is 5, 5, 0, 1. So our answer is 10:55 hours. This is how we show military time. Now, it gets a little bit more complicated when we get into the evening. In standard time, the clock starts over every 12 hours. However, military time does not start over until midnight. This means military time keeps counting or adding forward for a total of 24 hours. So, a trick is that we are going to be adding 1200 to the standard time when it's past 1 p.m. So, for example, Ophelia is recording the exact moment a new baby was born. She sees that the clock on the wall reads 6:45 p.m. Since she needs to report the moment of the birth in military time, she will first convert 6:45 into military format. Next, she'll need to add 1200 to show that the baby was born in the evening. So, here we go. We are going to add, and we line up the place values and work right to left, just like we've done before. So, let's write 1200 on the top. And then the time was 6:45, so we will write that on the second line. Then we're going to start adding, and we're going to work right to left. So, therefore, 0 plus 5 is 5. 0 plus 4 is 4. 2 plus 6 is 8. 1 plus 0 is 1. So, the time of the baby's birth was 1845 hours. So that is what she will need to record. So now before we move any further, let's learn about adding whole numbers. In example 4, we're going to add 816 plus 585. We're going to follow the exact same steps. We're going to start by writing out 816, and then we'll need to line up the place values with the 585. So we have 816 plus 585. Notice that the ones line up, the tens line up, and the hundreds line up. So now we can add. 6 plus 5 is 11. So we only put the 1 down there, and then we will carry the other 1 to represent a whole 10 now needs to be added to the tens place. So now we add 1 plus 1 plus 8, which is actually 10. So we add the 0 there, and then now we carry another 1, but this represents we have 100 to add to our hundreds place. So 1 plus 8 plus 5 is 14. Since we do not have any more to add, we will just write down the 14 below. So our answer is 1,401. So in both of these examples, we lined up the numbers to ensure that their place values were directly above one another. We then continued to add, ensuring that we carried any digits that were necessary. And now that we've covered the basics about adding whole numbers, let's apply the rounding rules back to our military time scenarios. We have Penelope needs to record the exact time she gave the medication to her patient. She gave it at 1:03 p.m. What's the military time? So we will have 1200, because we're looking at the afternoon, then we need to add to our 1:03 p.m. So then we can write 1:03 underneath. We start with the 3, the 0, the 1, and then we're going to add another 0 because it's military time. So we need 4 place values. Now we can add 0 plus 3 is 3. 0 plus 0 is 0. 2 plus 1 is 3. 1 plus 0 is 1. So the time that she gave the medicine was at 13:03 hours. That is the time that she will need to write down.